Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Broken Crayon Still Color Podcast. I am your host, Tara, and today on episode 6, we are going to talk about the cheat code. I think, heavy on the think, I think I have figured out what the cheat code is to life, or one of the cheat codes, because I'm sure there's a lot of them. But I think I have figured out what the cheat code was to life. And you guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not. I don't really know. I think the cheat code to life is to stop doubting ourselves. Is to stop basing our pure intentions on how people receive them or if we're receiving them back. I think the cheat code is to stop limiting ourselves based on what we see around us. Now, like I said, I think that's what the cheat code is. I'm not sure. But I do want to talk about each of those to tell you guys what my thought process is on it, and we go from there. And I'm saying I'm putting myself in this category too. We have the ability to talk ourselves out of a good idea. You may say, well, what do you mean by that? We have the ability sometimes to have our goals written down or whatever. And the more we look at them, the more we get scared. And not even goals. Let me back up. Not even goals. Sometimes even our dreams. We have the ability to write them down. And the more we stare at them, the more we get scared and the more we back out of it. And I heard this phrase some years ago. And sometimes I'll either quote it or I'll remember it. And I kind of keep it dear to my heart. And the quote was, sometimes the enemy, Enemy, is the inner me, Inner. And that's a true statement because sometimes, like I said, we talk ourselves out of a good idea. We'll have a goal in mind, or we'll have a plan, or we'll have something we want to do, and we'll look at it long enough until we're like, okay, well, how am I going to do this? Well, how is this going to work? Well, what if it doesn't work? Well, do I have the money to do this? Well, what if somebody laughs at it? Well, what if it doesn't succeed? And when we get all of those thoughts in our head, we then take the goal and we'll say, this is our goal. We'll take the goal and we'll sit it to the side, or we'll kind of put it behind us because, okay, maybe I'll come back to that later. We have got to stop that. We have got to stop that. Is it possible that we do that? No, I'm not going to say, is it possible? It is possible because this is what's happening. We look at a goal, we write down a goal, and we are so afraid of failure or what other people may think that we talk ourselves out of it, even if it's our God given purpose in life. As you all know, this whole thing with me in a podcast was a 10-year thought, probably over 10 years now that I'm thinking about it. But it was a 10-year thought that I kept talking about and never did anything about it. And just kept saying, "Oh, oh, I would love to be a sportscaster. Oh, I would love to talk about sports. Oh, I would love to just," and I never did anything about it because my thought process was, how am I going to do that? Nobody I know has ever done that. Uh, oh, that's going to cost a lot of money to start. Ugh, what if it's not successful? Then I've wasted money and I've wasted time and I've wasted energy. Uh, and I literally talked myself out of it for 10 years. And the same thing with people I know. They'll have a goal or a dream in mind and they'll say what it is and then they'll meet that same sentence with why they can't do it or why they should do it or why they're afraid to do it. And I think the cheat code in life is that self-doubt. We have got to stop that. If you don't know how to get something started and it's something that you want to do and that you aspire to do, link up with someone that may know someone that has started it. Do your research. If it's something that involves money, put your money aside. Stop taking your dream. And it starts off like this, and by the time you finish with it, you have made it so minute and you have balled it up so much to now you don't even want to do it and you think it's trash. It's a trash idea. We have got to stop doing that. And that's with anything, whether it's going back to school, starting a new career, writing a book, writing a song, whatever it is. We have got to stop limiting ourselves based on what people may or may not think. Because, truth be told, I hate to break it to you guys. And I'm not saying this in a negative way, but the amount of anxiety you're putting on yourself worrying about what people may think or may say is so irrelevant because who are those people? Matter of fact, those people also have goals and dreams and aspirations that they might be talking themselves out of. And if they do say something against your goals and dreams and admirations, yeah, some people will say something from a pure place and some people won't. But what are you going to do about it? You can't say, well, what if it failed? Well, what if it doesn't? What if it succeeds? What if you write a book? If writing a book is your dream or aspiration, what if writing this book, it becomes a number one bestseller? We are so quick to think about the what if in a negative light that we never at all in any case think about what if it does work? Like, I'm getting excited. Think about it. What if it does work? We have got to get out of the negative talk. It does nothing but hurt us. And the people around us feed off of that negative talk. I'd like to think in some cases I'm a positive individual. And if you know me personally, you know that goes with the wind. It goes with the wind sometimes. But for the most part, I'm a positive person. And when it comes to launching out, I think this year alone, I've done more launching out and the things that I've said I've always wanted to do than I've ever done before. Doing it scared, but still doing it. Doing it with all the doubt in the world, but still doing it. And I had to get to the point where I had to keep telling myself, "But what if it does work? Whether it takes 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years, what if it does work?" And that's what made me launch out. I'm like, I'll never know until I try. And honestly, it's working for me. For me, it's working. So all of the self-doubt I had about the things that I wanted to do and I wanted to launch out and do, so far so good. But if I would have allowed myself to keep saying, I don't know how that's going to work, I would have never done anything about it. So that's what I think one of the cheat codes of life is. Launch out, take fear, ball it up, put it in a bottle, go to Myrtle Beach, put it in the ocean, and let it go. Fear holds us back from a lot of things. Being cautious and being mindful of what you're doing is different than fear. So I don't want to mistakenly say, "Oh, just launch out and do everything." No, 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 no. Of course, you need strategy. You need to research. You need to read up on it. What it is that you would like to do. You need to hook up with people who possibly can steer you in the right direction. Of course, that's preparation. That's not fear. Fear is you're not even doing any of that. You're just saying, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it." That's scary to think about. I'm not gonna do it. That's fear. And we have got to stop that. Growing up in church, I was taught that fear is not of God. So, with this being Easter weekend, if you are a believer, fear is not of God. If it is genuine fear of launching out, putting yourself at the forefront and saying, I'm going to do this no matter who says what, if it fails, it fails. At least I can say I tried. You're being bold, you are showing up, and you are being you. So from this day forward, if that person is you and you have fear in your heart about something that you want to try or something that you want to do, or I don't even care if it's the person that you want to talk to, the person you want to shoot your shot with, shoot your shot, shoot your shot. And if they say no, guess what? They said no. It's not the end of the world. I just want us to get to a point where we are putting our best foot forward. We are putting ourselves forward. We are showing up. What we don't know, we'll learn. But put yourself out there. Put yourself in the front line. Do it. Nike has a slogan, just do it. Just do it. If you fail, you know what? This is still my goal. This is still my dream. I'm going to find out where I failed and I'm going to keep going. When I think I hear about the story of Mark Zuckerberg, I think, and starting up Facebook, and at least I think this was his story. I can't really remember. But if I'm not mistaken, I think they said he like failed out of Harvard or something like that. And him and one of his friends, maybe like the thought of Facebook, just kind of came about in his basement. I think I was reading or something like that. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But even that, like, he failed out of college. And now everyone and their parents and their parents' parents has a Facebook page. And it's a multi-million dollar company. We have got to stop limiting ourselves based on our past, based on what we see around us, and just do it. Just do it. So that's one of the cheat codes in life. Off that soapbox. That's one of the cheat codes in life. The other cheat code I mentioned earlier is about our intentions and how they, are received by other people. I like to think that I have pure intentions. I like to think that I am a pure-hearted individual. Um, if I like you, I like you. If I confide in you, I trust you. If I'm free to be myself around you, just know that says a lot. Um, you know, that just says a lot, especially for me, the things I've been through, the things I've dealt with. If I am free to just let my hair down and just be like, you're a breath of fresh air around me, you have really, really won me. Um, with that being said, there are some people where I'm not that way around. I'm always and show up and be myself, point blank, period. But there's some people, I'm not gonna confide in because, yeah, the vibe. I feel the vibe. I don't like. But even in all of that, I have learned that some people also are pure-hearted, good intentions, and they tend to scale back on that because of how it may be received, or my intentions are pure, but I've always done things for other people and never received anything in return. So yeah, we're gonna stop that too. We're gonna stop that too. If your intentions are pure, allow them to be just that, regardless of how people see them, if they see them, if they reciprocate them or not. We cannot control how other people see us. We cannot control if people reciprocate our energy or not. I slightly have a problem with the phrase matching energy. Not 100%, but I slightly have a problem with it because if my energy is good and I'm giving you good energy and then you're not giving that good energy back and then I try to match your energy, I'm changing who I am in order to tolerate you. No, I'm not doing all that. I'm not going to match your energy. I'll just remove mine. I'm not going to match my energy to tolerate you or to be able to stomach you. Now I have to match your energy. Well, you're not giving 100%, so I'm not going to give 100%. Now I have to meet you where you are, and that's taking me down where I am, and that's what we're not going to do. That's what you shouldn't do. If you're with a person, in communications with a person, talking to a person, working with a person, family member, coworker, friend, whatever, and you feel like you have to match their energy to be able to mentally stomach them, to mentally accept them, mentally let them in your space, you have to match their energy. Wouldn't it just be easier to remove your energy? Um, Maybe just instead of changing who you are To tolerate them? Who who are they? Like, really? Who are they? Who 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 are they? This is Easter weekend. Did did they hang on a cross for you? Did did they um bled die for you? They no? Okay. Yeah, we're not matching energy. We're not matching who we are to tolerate someone. It's never that serious. It's never that serious. Just remove yours. Now there's in some cases where that can get really tricky when someone says remove the energy. In some cases you cannot remove your energy, but you can remove the energy it takes for you to fixate on why their energy is the way it is. You can remove that energy. You may can't remove your energy physically from that person in some situations, but you can remove the energy it takes to dwell on it and think about it. And why are they not, I go out my way for them and buy them gifts and they never reciprocate. Or I go out my way and text first and they never text first. Or I go out my way to, yeah, don't, yeah, remove that energy. Be you. Show up, be you will be my mantra until the day I close my eyes and leave this earth. It's what has kept me sane. And I feel like a lot of our issues with life, and that's why I said the cheat code to life, because we're gonna win it. Um, we're gonna win at this thing called life. We're gonna win at this thing called adulting. It's hard, but I promise we're gonna win it. We're gonna win it together. I feel like the cheat code is to any of this is being you no matter who's around you, who's connected to you, where you are. You got a goal, go for it. You got a dream, go for it. My daughter has a doctor kit, and the doctor kit comes with her jacket. It comes with like a little medical bag. She has a stethoscope. Um, I think it even has a prescription pad. I'm not sure. Um, but when she puts it on, she'll tell me, or she'll tell her daddy, "I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor." And she'll put it on, and granted, she'll get her little sister and have, she'll have Skylar, all kind of ailments and sicknesses, and she's putting band-aids on her. She's fixing her up. She's sending her back out there. Skylar has come in. It's very funny to see. But she says, I want to be a doctor. And I'm going to cultivate that idea. Whether it's just her idea right now because she has a doctor kid and she's 5, or whether she graduates high school and say, you know what, I still want to be a doctor. We're going to cultivate that idea. So, with cultivating that idea, when she gets lazy and doesn't want to do her homework and doesn't want to do, they're doing like addition, subtraction, like long math in kindergarten now. It's really a thing. I thought this was a joke. But no, it's not a joke. They're really doing it. So whenever she gets lazy and doesn't want to do her math problem, you want to be a doctor? Doctors have to know math. Does it motivate her? But she does it. But I'm going to cultivate that idea because right now in her 5-year-old brain, that's her dream. And I think if we have friends and family members and coworkers and whoever's connected to us telling us what their dream is, it is our job to cultivate it and to make sure, not just with lip service, but to make sure that they have all the necessary tools it is to accomplish their dream. But then in return, if it's our dream that we have got to let fear go. We have got to let doubt go. And if you're telling someone your dream and they're telling you all of the negative, you got to make some decisions. Now, understand that somebody telling you the negative and somebody just making sure that your thought process is where it needs to be, and this is totally different. I've had situations where, I've had some extravagant idea and I was gonna run and do it, and my husband would be like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. Did you think about X, Y, Z?" And I was like, "Ah, I didn't think about that. Okay, back to the drawing board." But I'm back to the drawing board. I'm not saying, oh, never mind, I ain't gonna do it. So be able to differentiate between someone who's just helping you think about things you're not thinking about and somebody who's like, nah, you don't need to do that. You know somebody that did that before? Anybody in your family ever did that? You got the money for that? You really want to do that right now? Yeah, those people. No, no, no. That's the cheat code of life. Launching out, living your best life. Live your best life, guys. We only get one. I promise you. It's only one. It's not like we get a chance to come back and say, "Ah, man, I didn't do everything I was supposed to do. I got to come back and do it again." No, we only get one. There's one thing true about life. There's the beginning and there's the end. But it's what you do in the middle. It's what you do in the middle that will make it worthwhile. That's the cheat code of life. My life. Hopefully, it's a cheat code to life in general. It's what I live by. Hopefully, you can take something from this and build on it. But in order to be successful, I say this, in order to be physically successful, you have to learn how to train your mind to think success, breathe success, eat success, sleep success. Um, you have to put in the work. Most of this is us just putting in the work. Some of it is doubt. Most of it is doubt, actually. The other part of it is laziness. We got to get out of that. We have got to stop talking about things and just do it. So, after today, we're going to dispel doubt and fear. We are not matching energy, right? We're not going to put thought into who's with us, who's not with us, who's, you know, who's enjoying our intentions, who's not enjoying our intentions, who likes us, who doesn't like us, who's accepting us, who's not accepting us. Forget them. Are you happy? Are you mentally well? That's the important part. And if you feel like this is something you're supposed to do, if you have a dream, goal, aspiration, career move, whatever it is, if you feel like that's what you're supposed to do and that's the direction that God is leading you in, then if you have nobody in your corner, you have me and I will push you. Why? Because if it's important to you and you feel like that's what you're supposed to do, sometimes all you need is somebody to say, go forth, do it. I thank you guys for joining me for another episode of the Broken Crayon Still Color podcast. And remember, always show up and always be you. I'll see you guys next